Welcome to Soul Searching, my epic video diaries, episode 21. We're legal! Can you believe it? I said that and now I'm wondering if I might have said that during episode 18. So now we're legal everywhere, which is exciting. But anyways, welcome back. It's been a while since my last video. Welcome back to Soul Searching. Here we are on my very nice, cozy, heated floor, thanks to my newly working again ondol and wintertime. So this video that I'm putting together now, I actually started about 2 months ago. So the whole thing is kind of pieced together a little shoddily. My apologies for that. It was difficult to keep straight what I did take videos and what I didn't take videos, and it was over the course of a long time, but the main point of this video is to show you some of the Korean classic foods. All the way back in my Q&A video, I got a question about my favorite foods here in Korea, and so you get to see all of them now, finally. 2 months ago, before he left and went back to the US, Matthew wanted to binge all of the Korean food that he would have difficulty accessing in the United States. So for 2 weeks, we went to a lot of Korean restaurants in Imshil. I didn't really cook for 2 weeks because we were just getting all of that good Korean food right up in here. The original plan that we set was to go to 5 restaurants in 2 weeks, and we ended up going to 4 of those restaurants, but it's okay. It was still magnificent. Those 5 restaurants were barbecue, dakgalbi, bibimbap, bibimbap, Kimbap, and a chicken place. Even though I cannot eat fried chicken, this one place in Imshil actually does grilled chicken, so we were gonna go there, but they were closed, so we went to dakgalbi twice in 1 week. Also thrown in there at the end, something that we don't have in Imshil, but I go to Jeonju and get as often as I can because it's delicious, is Kimbap. I did forget to talk about it, but I have a little video from when Maddie and I went with our friend Haribo, who also left before she went to Canada. You might see me, actual me, present tense me, jumping on into the video at some points to explain foods or things I might have forgotten to say in the video. I know there's one that I have like zero explanation for. It's just a short clip up that I didn't do with Matthew, but is still of traditional Korean food. So let's get started. Hey folks, welcome. That was a hello from Matthew. So tonight's dinner is Korean barbecue, so let's show you what this is. We got lettuce for some. That's a salad of some kind. That's another salad of some kind. That's tofu. Those are onions. That's sweet potato, I believe, goguma. A kimchi, another kimchi. I forget what that sauce is called. The garlic, our onions, and the best part, obviously. Are you ready to eat this? So gotta be. Hey Matthew, how do you enjoy your Korean barbecue?
Meat, sauce, usually rice, but not feeling rice today. But Sam is only for pork trust.
Fair. And do you like the stinky stew?
Oh, this is the best soup to have. Best soup to have when you're drinking. Best soup to have when you're eating meats. After your hangover.
Yes. And final question for you, even though you're definitely going to be featured in more of these videos. because we're doing a bunch of Korean food. What is your favorite banchan?
There's this Korean potato salad. It's super simple. It's just corn, potato, mayonnaise, and like carrots, and it's so good. I have like it's like this one, except white. Super tasty. Favorite one. And there's also a braised potato one. It's like soy sauce braised potato.
Thanks, Matthew, for coming on the show. Oh, I can never decide if dak galbi or if barbecue is my favorite. Let me tell you, folks, there is nothing like just beef and salt and some sesame oil. It's truly a magnificent trio of things that are, it's greater than the sum of its parts, and it's so good. But also we've got dak galbi at the end of the video. So I don't know, it depends on what I ate most recently. So right now I ate barbecue most recently, and so that is my favorite of the two things. But here we go for a different Korean food. Next we have bibimbap, which you saw me make in episode, oh god, I don't remember. Something in the early teens, I think. Yeah, you can go find it on your own. But enjoy this bibimbap at a nice little place that's it's open 24 hours. The Korean place right across from the bus terminal. It's wonderful. The ladies who work there are so friendly, and even though that's the place that we went to on Passover, and they did make fun of me for getting bibimbap without the bap, but it's okay. They had every right to make fun of me. All right, another food chronicle with Matthew. We got some dolsot bibimbap, which is, dolsot is this thing, the stone outside. We've got I don't know what's in this soup, but it's delicious and I look forward to it literally every time I go to a kimbap place. We got radish, we got kimchi, we've got tteokbokki, and there's some, so these are the tteok, the rice cakes, and then those are fish cakes. And I'm so ready to eat. The next little segment comes to you from Shinjeon Tteokbokki, which is a little corner store right near Shinu. The first time Matthew and I went, we were stunned by how good it was. The kimbap is amazing. Everything there is spicy, and it was so delicious that in the course of, I think, the month or so, maybe month and a half, that we had known about it, we went, I think, 3 or 4 times together, and Matthew said he went more than that in order to get takeout. It's so good, and also the woman there is so friendly, and I think one of her kids is actually my student, but still to be confirmed. But here's some of this delicious kimbap. Another Korean meal. Matthew got a haircut. We are at a tteokbokki place that's right around the corner from Shinu, and we got a bunch of kimbap, which is like sushi's cousin. So this is their regular kimbap. It's spicy. Everything's spicy here. And then cheese kimbap, or cheese kimbap, jamchi mayo kimbap, which is tuna mayo. We've got cup rice, which took Matthew and I forever to figure out because it's koppa.
Some Korean words are English words.
Oh, Konglish. And then cheese tteokbokki.
Fries.
It's delicious. Oh, and it's banana milk drink.
Pineapple.
Oh yeah, pineapple.
Which is way too sweet, but it tastes good.
Yeah. Let's dig in. A little extra information on kimbap for you. So Kim is, well, a very popular Korean last name, but it's also the name of the seaweed that they use, the dried seaweed that they use to wrap the kimbap in. And then bap, as I have talked about before, means rice in Korean, specifically cooked rice. Sal is rice that is uncooked and is used to make things like tteokbokki, which you also saw in the video, though that tteokbokki is also made with wheat. So I can't eat it there, but it was perfect when Matthew and I went together. He's lactose intolerant. I can't eat the tteokbokki. So we would snip the cheese and I would eat the cheese and he would eat the tteok and we would both enjoy the sauce and it was fantastic. Jumping back to the kimbap though, so the version that you saw in the video is the kind of log-shaped kimbap, but when you buy it in a 편의점 or a corner store, it tends to come in triangles, triangle kimbap. That the name I'm actually forgetting off the top of my head, but it has a specific name if it is in the triangle. You'll see both around. The log shape is also sold in 편의점 sometimes, but it's the kind that you will see when you go to a kimbap place. It'll come in a nice little slices, and it'll be filled with rice, and a lot of the basic ones are cucumber and spam, which I always take out. And generally, if I'm going to kimbap, especially with Emmy, she will eat my spam for me. Sometimes egg. I like chamji, which is tuna. So I think the video showed chamji mayo. The cheese kimbap at this particular place is delicious because the cheese is melted. When it's not, it's just kind of weird. But yeah, that's kimbap for you. The fourth segment we've got for you, yeah, we'll go with we. The fourth part of the video is some 닭갈비. I have definitely featured some 닭갈비 on the vlog before. I talk about it a lot. It's so good. And 임실 닭갈비 does it the best, at least that I've had. I've been to a couple places in Jeonju, and I've been to a couple of places. I think I went to one 닭갈비 place in Seoul and one out in Gangneung. But the best that I have had is at 임실 닭갈비, and that's a little sad, but great for me for the year that I have been here, because it's been a delicious place to go and have a nice, warm, soothing meal. It's definitely become comfort food for me here. So trying to hold back tears, this is me eating 닭갈비 with Matthew and a couple of the other English teachers who either work in 임실 or live in 임실 on Matthew's goodbye dinner. So here's this. Here's the 닭갈비, last meal.
It's my last time.
For Matthew. Matthew,
My 10th time and my last time.
do you want to tell us what's in this 닭갈비?
I don't know. Chicken, onions, cabbage, perilla leaves, which is only good in 닭갈비. Cheese, obviously, the best. And
Got tteok in there, right?
oh,
There we go.
her favorite, I think.
My favorite. Oh, I really miss Matthew. He was a pal. He was a really good friend. And now there's only two of us living in 임실. It's so sad. It's fine. I mean, Mary's still here and I'll see her sometimes, and Minsu is still here. Well, yeah, Minsu is still here. Though I can't see him right now because of the pandemic stuff. He has to stay on base and they just extended it. He was supposed to be able to get out on the 7th, but now they're not letting them off until the 28th of December, which is really sad. And, you know, and my friend Kate, who is, I think I've talked about her before. She is also Korean, and she's just someone that I met. She's a Hagwon teacher here in 임실, and yeah. Well, that was a huge sidetrack to the whole food vlog thing, but I don't know, just information to keep you updated on my life, which is the point of this thing, right? Am I right? All right, food, focus. The next thing that you see in the video is something that I took about 3 weeks ago. when the Office of Education took all of the imshil teachers to Damyang for a field trip. Once a year in the fall, the imshil Office of Education takes all of the imshil teachers, that includes the talk program and the EPIK program. There's only one talk teacher, and there are 6 EPIK teachers who are currently working in imshil. They take us out on a field trip for the day. So last year they went hiking and they made kimchi, I believe. And this year they took us to Damyang, which is where the famous bamboo forest is. They took us to the bamboo forest and we were there in the morning. We got a tour, very extensive tour, a much longer tour than any of us anticipated, but it was still very good. And then after that, they took us to lunch where we had the most amazing spread of Korean food. I wish I had shown each individual thing, but I will just talk a little bit through what we saw, or what, you saw in the video. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. The hamburger looking patties that you see in the video are pretty much that. The lighter ones have pork mixed in, but they also, because I don't eat pork, they got the just beef ones for me, which was so nice of them, because beef can be kind of expensive here. So we got that, and then all of the banchan was delicious. We had 2 different kinds of soups. There was a bean soup kind of thing. I don't know what it's called, unfortunately. Sorry. The bean soup has tofu in it and some zucchini, and it's really, really good. It's a very warming soup. There was also a more broth-based soup that we had. Also had tofu and zucchini and some other vegetables, onions in it, and it's delicious. The beef patties, or beef and pork patties, they're called tteokgalbi, and they were served with some really yummy sauteed mushrooms. There was also like 3 different kinds of kimchi. There was an anchovy salad that had cranberries and almonds in it, which was not my favorite. There were little things of tteok, the tteok as in the rice cake version of that. And what else? What else? There were radishes. There was rice. You pretty much can't have a Korean meal without rice. It's very, very rare. There was a noodle salad as well that I could eat, which was really, really exciting because oftentimes the noodles are made with wheat, but this was made these were glass noodles. So it was noodles that were made from potato starch. There was no japchae, which is my favorite, and I was sad that they didn't have it. But the rest of the meal was so delicious, and it was awesome. And I didn't have to pay for it, which was the best part of it.
Me?
Yeah, from that direction.
All right, 2 more little segments to go. First one you're gonna see is Kimbap. It's only, I think, a 3 or 4 second clip. That's Haribo. You've seen her before. And Maddie's holding up that big noodle that was an udon noodle that I could not have, but I could have the rest of it. Kimbap is very similar to tteokgalbi in that it's a chicken cooked in sauce. The sauce is slightly different. There is a black sauce and a red sauce. I prefer the red sauce. It's a little bit spicier, and the whole thing is generally served with glass noodles, which is, again, made from potato starch, and tteok, and mandu is often served in it. I can't eat the mandu, but that's okay. Sometimes it's served with udon. It's often served with cheese on top. There are potatoes, there are onions, there is cabbage inside. And it's just amazing that food can taste that good. It's so good. Kimbap is so good. Honestly, almost all Korean food is so good.
wasn't it glass noodle?
Well, that was quick. This next and last little segment is from barbecue I went to this past weekend with Tony, Emmy, because she was visiting from Gwangju, Maddie, and then our friends Jenny and Michael and Chris. We went after Glee Club on Saturday night. The place you saw Matthew and I went to at the beginning of this video in Imshil is like, all right, it'll do the trick if you have a barbecue craving, but it's not the most amazing place. However, where I went to on Saturday, I've been to a couple of times, it's called Sengogi Dehakyo, which means Raw Meat University. It's right in Jeonbukdae, which is the Jeonbuk National University area. And it's absolutely delicious. You pay and then it's unlimited supply of meat. It is so good, and so I got little clips of everyone saying how they like their barbecue and just the whole thing, because barbecue is just, it's more than the food, it is an experience, it's an event, and it's so much fun, and it's so delicious. It's so much fun and it's so delicious, so I just had to throw it in there twice.
This is Chris. Chris, say hello.
Hello. Hello, nice to see you.
Chris, how do you like your Korean barbecue?
Pretty goddamn good.
Do you like it in some, or how do you eat your barbecue?
Normally we like eat it with lettuce, but I just prefer to eat with kimchi, or I don't know how to call this. Radish. Yeah. I prefer to eat with radish.
All right, cool. What about you, Michael? How do you like your samgyeopsal?
How do you like your?
Jenny, how do you like your samgyeopsal?
I actually don't like samgyeopsal, so I eat the neck meat.
Okay.
Instead. But I like to eat it, not dishes. I like lettuce wraps.
Maddie, Emmy, how do you like yours?
With lettuce.
I like it with garlic and this
Samjang.
Oh, samjang.
Samjang and pan and lettuce. I've eaten every cream, maybe some chicken.
Tony,
Yes,
how do you like yours?
it's all you can eat, and that's all you need to say.
Okay, that's good enough.
You guys ready for some eggs?
How do you like your eggs? Because I like mine in a
fried
Sprite
potato.
bottle.
Oh,
So eggy.
That's it for me in this episode 21 of Soul Searching My Epic Video Diaries. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you are hungry and are craving some Korean food, go and check out my bibimbap video, which I will put a link to down below. So go check that out and make some of your own Korean food. Until next time I see ya, have a good one. Bye.
Babish would be so proud of the tiny fork.
Babish would be
Babish
Tiny
would be
whisk.
so proud.
Tiny whisk, tiny fork. You got it. We're good.